How can I retire now versus work 4 more years? If you've been listening to many of my videos over the years, you hear me talk about people that start in a comprehensive software program and then leave a comment saying, "Hey, Joe, I can retire 1, 2, 3, 4 years earlier than I thought was possible." And a lot of you just kind of like say those people must have been crazy, and I don't know what they were thinking. That doesn't apply to me. But I'm telling you, it's dozens and dozens and dozens of people that have told me that story. So I today am going to use the comprehensive software package that I buy. It's called Boldin. And I'm going to go through a situation and show how this is possible for this couple. Okay. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to share my screen. You should be looking at things now. Now, this is going to be one of my more challenging videos to make because I got to make several changes here. But I want you to see this couple. Let's see. Let's go to overview. Uh, their Monte Carlo has an 86% probability of success. This couple, the man is let's call him Joe, is 60 years old. The woman we'll call Lisa, and she's 62 years old. They were planning on working 4 more years. 4 more years is the plan. Well, actually, Joe, 4 more years. Lisa's already retired. But keep in mind this 86% probability of success. So let's take a look at their plan. So first of all, let's look at their assets. They have $1.2 million in an IRA, expecting an average rate of return of 6%. If you aren't familiar here with Boldin, you put in an optimistic rate of return, like if things go well, and if things go poorly, 4%, they go well, 8%. This person probably has somewhere around a 60-40 portfolio. That's going to be yield somewhere in between there. So, and what's great about Boldin is you could toggle between average, optimistic, and pessimistic returns. Not only returns, but also inflation rate, several other things. So they have $1.2 million there. They've got $100,000 in a brokerage account with an average return of 5.5%. And then they got $50,000 in a checking account, savings account, readily available cash. So we are not going to touch at all the returns, not even touch them, which is a big issue for a lot of people. A lot of people put too low returns in. They've been getting 10% out of the stock market, and then they put in 6% in the retirement plans, and it pushes them out and has to work more years. That's too easy. That's too easy for me to fix. Let me fix it the hard way for you, okay? Or just a different way of looking at how I like to look at things here and what Boldin can do for you. So there's the investments. They own a home in Indiana, along with me. No debt, income. Okay. There's one job being worked. I'm working. Joe's working as an office manager. He makes $9,000 a month. He's working till January of 2029, or 4 more years from 4 more from January. Okay. That's the plan to get that 86% probability of success in Monte Carlo. Then Social Security. Joe and Lisa are planning on taking, Joe's planning on taking Social Security at 65. Lisa's planning on taking it when she's 67, which is when Joe's 65. So they're taking it on the same day. So Joe's planning on working 4 more years, and that's January 2029. Joe would retire. Both would claim their Social Security at that time. Make sense? So that's all we're doing. I'm not going to play around with cost of living adjustment that's inside of Social Security. I just won't too much detail. Then we look at expenses. Their expenses, they put in $6,500 a month. Okay, $6,500 a month. Very common for me to see this. No one-time expenses. There's no go-go spending, no slow-go spending. They just put in, hey, our base expenses are like $4,500. You want to put in some go-go spending. Sometimes, unplanned maintenance things happen. Let's just put $6,500 a month in there and have that inflated for inflation till our death. A lot of people do that. And that's a problem. Okay. It's a big problem. Medical expenses until they retire. Joe's still working. He can get medical insurance for $400 a month for the two of them. Okay. So that's what we got in here. I think that describes the situation. So Joe is looking at this plan and saying, man, 86% probability of success. That's just about as low as I feel I can go in Monte Carlo to be comfortable retirement. I like to say 85 and above. 86, you're in the lower end of that. 4 more years of working. Well, let's take a look at this. Let's see what we can do. I got a little cheat sheet here. But let's go into income, and we're going to have Joe stop working now. Start working prior. So I'm going to have Joe not work to 65. Joe is going to work until January of 2025. So retiring at the end of this year. So right at, just a month and a half from now, Joe's going to retire. Put that in there. We're going to go to Social Security. We're going to leave that alone for right now, but I'm going to go down into medical, into expenses. Let's go into medical expenses. Say, hey, wait, we're not working anymore here. I'm not sure what I just did there. Medical expenses $465. I've got them at $400 for the couple for a month. It's going to be a lot more than that. I'm going to put in what it cost me. So I'm going to put annually medical $7,800 a year, $650 a month. Just got a premium update here from Indiana Farm Bureau. That's why this is hot on my mind. $7,800. So I just updated medical because, hey, until 65, their medical is going to go from $400 a month to, $1,300 a month. Hey, that's a real expense. That's very real. So we'll take a look at that now. Let's look at the overview. Boy, down to 51%. This, Joe, you're not heading the right direction. We went from 86 down to 51. Hold on. Let's take a look. Go inside of expenses and say, hey, let's look. Let me play this all out for you. Our living expenses are actually much less than 6,500. They're actually, our base living expenses is 4,500. Okay. And then we're going to add a category called go-go spending. Go-go spending. And we're going to put that in as 1,500 a month. 1,500 a month. And that's just going to go to 75, though. We're going to stop go-go spending at 75 years old. This is more likely how Joe and Lacey are going to spend their money. Well, every month it ends up being a whole lot of things to go by. So there you go. Go-go spending is an expense we added. Now we're going to add slow-go spending. And we're going to put that in at $750 a month. But that's going to start at 75. Let's go to 75. 75 until 80. And then we're going, hey, there's some maintenance that happens, unplanned maintenance, unplanned expenses that come up. We're going to put in $300 a month, and we're going to put that in. That's really for lifetime. That goes out to a lifetime here. So we got our base expenses, 4,500, some go-go spending in there, unplanned expenses in there, slow-go spending. Now we're going to go into some one-time expenses. Let's just say new car. I already have that typed in before. We're going to spend $30,000 on a replacement car. And we're going to take that from our IRA. And at what age? Let's put that out there at let's say 70, just 70 years old. Take that out of the IRA at 70 years old. Let's add another one-time expense just so it lets you know how this works. Let's put a new roof on. New roof, $15,000 from the IRA. At what age? Let's say that's 72, just to put another one. And I'm going a lot faster than I would be normally. But trying to keep the video short for you. There are a lot of critics out there in the length of videos. So you can see I put a lot more detail in the expenses. But what's important, all of that expenses isn't put into the first month through mortality. Things change as you go through your retirement. Go spending, slow go spending, right? Okay. Medical stuff goes up at the end. That's already captured inside of our medical as well. So I got one-time expenses in here. The much more granular. Got medical stuff right there. Let's see if I forgot anything. It's got expenses. Now let's go down to, this is what's really cool. I'm going to go down to something called a Social Security Explorer. If you remember, we're taking Social Security at 65. Let's take a look at that. This software says, hey, you know, a bunch of things to get you started. Okay, next assumptions. Okay, desired claiming age. I put this in there already. I'd kind of like to claim at 70, even though we're currently doing 65. And this, you know, says 3,000 and 1,500 for my spouse, if you're looking at it. My current plans take at 65, spouse at 67. Here's the desired at 70 and 70. Maximum lifetime benefit 70. This one's always here. But then we could take a look at monthly income, shows it on a chart. You know, here's what we're currently doing in blue. Here's what the proposed or the maximum is in purple to get the maximum output or from Social Security. You know, you're going to get 47.53 when we're claiming at 65. If we claimed at 70, we're going to get 74.99. So can take a look at a lifetime comparison. Here's what each one of them is going to pay out over the mortality. So you get, you know, $330,000 more by going with 70. Here's a summary of the different ways. And let's just apply this 70 to our plan. You could do that, just click this button, apply to plan. So it automatically took my Social Security for myself and my spouse to 70. Remember, it was 65 and 67. My wife's 2 years older than me. Not in reality, but in this example, she's 2 years older than me. Okay, so we put that in. Now let's go to, let's take a look at our taxes, okay? Let's take a look at taxes. See if there's any opportunity. So here's federal income by tax bracket. You can see if we retire now, there's a couple years where we're not even pulling out any money, not even the standard deduction here. And so there's a tax opportunity. The darker color is 10% tax bracket. This is 12% tax bracket. And this is the 22% tax bracket out here when one of the spouses has died and they're filing as a single person. So, hey, maybe we can do some Roth conversions. Let's see if the software will automatically say, how can we maximize or get the best we can out of Roth conversions to minimize our taxes. So you just go to Roth Explorer. Let's say we want to maximize out the 12% tax bracket. That's all I hit, 12% tax bracket. It recommends these 14 Roth conversions. Current plan, we have no Roth conversions. Optimized plan, take this money out in these years, okay? And down here, you can show the effective tax rate is 10.35 with no optimization, 5.52 by optimize. Cut your taxes in half, okay? Cut your taxes in half. Now, some of you may be looking at, you know, what happens with, well, there's no IRMA fees. You're not modeled, okay? That was a surprise to me. I'm not sure why, but normally we've got the IRMA fees here. Maybe you're not reaching those levels and there's no chart because of that. But anyway, I like these Roth conversions. It saves me on taxes. So I'm going to go in and apply to my scenario. So you just click right here, apply the changes. And so what it does is it goes in here to money flows. Okay, it's already here. And it money flows is where it does Roth conversions. It inserted all these Roth conversions by year, by, exact, I got $41,471. It's I mean it's to the dollar. Now that's dependent on tax codes, that's dependent on rates of return you get, a lot of things, but it's clearer than going in blind. So now that we optimized on our taxes, we optimized on our Social Security, we made our expenses a little more realistic, and we retired 4 years earlier. Okay? Probability of success, 91%. So we went from 86% and working 4 more years to 91% and retiring January 1. What's that worth to you? And this is actually on average assumptions. Average assumptions. Let's go to optimistic. Optimistic assumptions, which are more historical. You look at the rates of return we put in there. Let's do that first. Let's look at, so you don't think I'm playing with you here, accounts and assets. So when we put in on the IRA optimistic, that means it's going to get an 8% return over time. As a 60-40, that's not bad. Okay? I mean, that's not blowing the lights out. That you get, this is before inflation. This is before inflation. Okay? So let's save that. Let's go to the brokerage account. They're saying optimistic rate of return is 7%. Well, and a low is, if that's 60-40 or 80-20, that's not unrealistic. So I was able to take a plan with 86% probability of success. Let's go back to average. Let's just make sure we're comparing apples to apples. 86% probability of success, retiring and working 4 more years, to retiring now at 91%. Same risk. I increased the medical, okay? Didn't change the asset returns at all. This is the power of Boldin. I hear, not this exact example, but I hear it 3 to 4 times a day. If you read all the comments that I receive from all my videos, 3 to 4 times a day, and I ask for it. I ask people to tell me this. Said, tell me if you retired earlier because of the videos I make and using the Boldin software. 3 to 4 a day. Okay. This is what they're doing. They're getting granular with expenses. Okay. Optimizing on Social Security, optimizing on taxes. That's really all we did. Okay. So you want to join that crowd of retiring 1, 2, 3, 4 years earlier than you thought possible? Try Boldin. No promises, no guarantees, but 3 to 4 people a day tell me they can. See what it does for you. First link below, get a free 2 weeks, see what this software looks like. You won't have as many options as I got here until you sign up for the plus version, which is $120 a year. And is it worth $120 a year to retire? And you may only use this 1 year. You can use it every other year if you want, but is it worth retiring 4 years earlier? You decide. Still out.